Hey guys, this is Thoth from the Batsquatch podcast. I was just letting you know that if you're down on your luck, you ain't got any money, and you're sick of begging your parents for money to buy a beer or anything at all, download the Anchor app. The Anchor app is the easiest way to make a podcast. I mean, it's almost as easy as breathing. They distribute it for you. They teach you how to do basically everything. It's kind of like guided meditation for the podcast enthusiast. I mean, this is the easiest thing I've ever done in my life. I mean, I can't think of anything that's easier or more fun than getting on the Anchor app and making a podcast. So get on board and try it out. It's amazing. Thanks.
Just want to say the Batsquatch has become my new favorite podcast. Thoth, keep it up, man. You're awesome. Your stories are awesome. Your knowledge is awesome, man.
Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome back to the Batsquatch podcast. How's it going, everybody? I don't know if you guys noticed lately, but the energy, the spiritual energies and the ascension energies have been ramped up this last 2 weeks, and the ascension symptoms are getting more intense. I don't know if you guys have been experiencing any telepathic abilities, or if you've noticed time speeding up, if you've noticed that it's been your soul itself trying to talk to you, trying to get you to do more spiritual things. It's really been pretty intense. But I wanted to, I just wanted to give you guys a quick message that if you're feeling any of this stuff and you interpret it as anxiety or depression, just accept it. Tell it, say in your mind, I accept this energy. I thank Mother Earth for this energy. It is a part of me, and I accept it. And it will go away. Your anxiety will go away. And then do some breathing techniques. Do a quick 5-minute meditation, and things will go back to normal. I wanted to talk to you guys about something that the universe and my higher self, the ascension energies, everything guided me to the Mongolian Death Worm. So a lot of synchronicities, a lot of guidance guided me to the Mongolian Death Worm. I don't know if you guys have ever heard of this, but it's a totally freaky cryptid or monster type of creature. Most like everything that exists on this planet is an alien. Everything that exists here was brought here. Nothing in nature, nothing in existence on this planet is original. Everything was brought here, including the Mongolian Death Worm. When I first heard of the Mongolian Death Worm, I thought to myself, I think I've seen that porno. I know I've seen that porno. yeah, it's the Mongolian Death Worm. I think it's a porno. I've seen it. It sounds so familiar. No, that did go through my mind, of course, but that wasn't what I. It's not what I thought of spiritually. That was in my left brain area. Spiritually, it did sound familiar spiritually. There's something about giant worms in deserts that I felt a past life memory, really vague, and I didn't really psychically tune into it or meditate on that, but it has a soul signature, type of past life signature to it. And then I got guided to it this week, so I thought I'd talk about it with you guys. A lot of people, like nomads and stuff in Mongolia, have seen it and have been attacked by it and stuff like that. And I tend to believe nomads when they talk about stuff like that, because they don't have anything to gain by making up some crazy fucking story about a worm that's trying to fucking kill you in the middle of the desert. I mean, if you're gonna, they could think up something, that would be profitable, right? But they're not greedy like most people, most elite people anyway. So, I mean, it sounds like they're being honest about it, because, I mean, the specific details are similar with each case, and which the witness testimony of people, and it goes back hundreds of years. People have been talking about it and had first hand accounts going way back to I think about 1800s in Mongolia. And it kind of makes sense, Mongolia is so isolated that you'd have crazy shit like that in the desert that hasn't been killed off or eliminated by modern society. Mongolia is really isolated. We don't really know what the hell's going on in some parts of Mongolia, But a lot of people have said that when they see one, it looks at them, and so that would indicate that it has some degree of intelligence. That it's not some fucking animal that's roaming around, burrowing inside the sand. That it's a fucking an alien creature, probably brought here by a meteorite or a comet of some kind, or some kind of crazy space junk, maybe like an alien ship that got blown the fuck up, and it had some kind of experiments on it, and it was like a military lab, and they'd weaponized this fucking worm to kill their enemies, or to put on a planet to fucking destroy all life on that planet, so then they could go down there and live on that planet and create whatever kind of crazy society or cities they want. But if that was the case, it sounds like that it was in its early stages of development. If they were making it for a weapon, if aliens were doing it for a weapon, and they never got off the ground, they never were able to make it massive, gigantic, like 300 feet, or the size of Ron Jeremy's penis. Either one, they never got to make it quite that big. I mean, that's big. Have you ever seen Ron Jeremy? No, but they never got to make it that massive. But yeah, if they got shot or blown up in space and it landed here when it was a tiny creature, and maybe it grew, when it came here, because most of the nomads, they say that it's between 2 and 7 feet long, and that's a big worm. And anybody who's been on Pornhub, that's a big worm. I'm telling you, what I mean. But no, the nomads, they say it's between 2 to 7 feet long, and they say that it's evil, it's aggressive, and it tries to kill you. You know what I mean? It's like, why is it with cryptids and these creatures, these paranormal creatures, supernatural creatures, they just they're fucking assholes, you know what I mean? Why are they trying to fuck with you and hurt you, They say, a lot of the nomads say that its head will come up, and when it recognizes you, it raises up out of the sand about 3 feet off of the ground and looks at you. And then it sprays a yellow venom at you, trying to kill you. And when if somebody could get that venom, and like with a bucket or something, who knows what type of diseases we could cure with that venom. Think about that. You might be able to develop a supplement out of that venom that will make your muscles gigantic, right? You could use that as the next supplement or chemical that the anti-doping agency bans from the Olympics, or bans from professional sports. Who knows? It could also be something that you could drink that makes your muscles huge, that makes the weights in the gym super light, and just makes you feel awesome, Or it could be a cure for thousands of diseases. Who knows? An unknown venom or unknown chemical substance like that could have it could have unknown potential for curing disease, but also maybe it could do nothing at all and just simply kills living things. You know what I mean? Who knows what it actually could do to help humanity? Of course, you could develop an antivenom out of it, just like snakes. But the nomads say that it sprays a huge amount of this venom at them, and it disintegrates whatever it touches. And that's pretty crazy to have something that large, between 2 to 7 feet long, spraying a huge amount of this yellow venom. And they say that the venom, the amount it sprays, is about the width of the spray is about 4 feet wide. So you have a wave of this yellow stuff coming at you in the middle of the fucking desert from this gigantic worm, And it's just such a huge amount. 4 feet in width of this liquid yellow substance. And then, I guess it's 4 feet in circumference. So it's kind of like a circular wave that comes at you. That's a lot of liquid for, you know what I mean? That's a lot. And being a lot of liquid, that's a lot of liquid that can be studied. And we could really, it could really benefit humanity to study that. You know what I mean? To figure out what it could do. You know, it might be able to make you run faster, jump higher, you know, all that stuff. We could break world records with it. You know what I mean? We could break we could break the all-time powerlifting record with some fucking Mongolian death worm venom. You know what I mean? Who knows what we could do with that? You know, it just has an amazing potential. And of course, you could use it to assassinate people, world leaders. It could be weaponized, just like it already is weaponized, but we could use it, you know, military, there's a military use for it, you know, and it could easily take out, you know, any world leaders or anybody that, you know, the government didn't want around, basically. You know what I mean? Just give them some Mongolian death venom, put it in their drink, and they're fucked. You know what I mean? But, and you never know. Also, it could have good applications for men who are over 50. It could be boner juice. You could be selling Mongolian boner juice, you know, on the internet. And I mean, it even might, you know, Mongolian, that Mongolian death worm venom, honestly, that could make your dick bigger. I'm not kidding. That, you don't know. You don't know. It could make your dick bigger. You know, not just wider, but longer, bigger. You know, you don't, nobody knows what that shit can do. You know, it could make, you might drink, say, like a little bit of Mongolian venom, death worm venom, and it might make you immune to all forms of disease. Who knows? I mean, it's possible. You know what I mean? An unknown substance has untapped potential. We have no idea what it could possibly do. You know what I mean? But making your dick bigger, or may even make your breast bigger. Nobody knows. You know, I mean, I remember the conspiracy theory that McDonald's chicken nuggets made women's breasts bigger. I mean, it literally would grow their boobs, would be bigger. And I remember there was a model, some high fashion model. She said that it made her boobs bigger. I mean, you know, I mean, McDonald's chicken nuggets. I mean, come on, you know what I mean? You know, it's one of those conspiracy theories that is just like, who would have thought that chicken nuggets could make boobs bigger? You know what I mean? But some women said it did. And whether or not it actually did, who knows? But, you know, and then I remember the other conspiracy theory was, it was going around at the same time, was that the pesticides on fruit and it was fruit. The pesticides on fruit that you get at Walmart or any public grocery store was making women's boobs bigger as well. Now, I don't think either of those two claims were peer-reviewed by science, but they had actual people saying that these things were happening. You had some people saying that it was putting younger women and younger teenage women, and it was putting them into puberty faster than nature normally would progress puberty in a teenager. You know, and then you had adult women saying that their boobs got bigger when they ate fruit from the public grocery stores. These are two conspiracy theories that may or not be true, but we can't test the chicken nuggets necessarily because McDonald's has changed the chemical spray that they had on the nuggets. They've gone to white meat chicken. Before it was a conglomeration, a mix of different meats and food stuff and corn products. And now they're saying, well, it's 100% chicken. So, and then they said they changed the spray that they spray on them to preserve them, which used to be a type of a poison, you know. So, but I mean, if anybody wanted to pursue that, you could go to McDonald's and ask them, you know, can we test the poison? But how are you going to test it? You know what I mean? You're going to have a group, a double-blind study of women ingesting that chemical to see if their boobs get bigger? I mean, come on, you know what I mean? You can't really go back and test this type of stuff. But you never know. So you never know the effects of different chemicals or natural products that are natural things that exist in nature. You know what I mean? But the Mongolian death worm, they said, it has like a circular mouth, and it has like sharp teeth that go in a circle all around its mouth. It's just all covered in sharp, pointed teeth, and you know, like kind of like a vacuum hose with teeth. You know what I mean? That sprays this yellow chemical at you, you know, and tries to kill you. So how could you fight this creature? How do you kick its ass? First of all, if anybody has ever taken karate, I mean like real karate, like Kempo karate, you learn how to sidestep. And if you could sidestep the venom, right? Just by you take your foot and you slide it to the side in a half circle, then you step over out of the way of like a punch or a kick. In this case, it'd be venom from a death worm, and then you could get behind it, but you'd have to be fast, and then you would have to find a way to either knock it out. You could start punching it in its head, start just wailing on it. I don't think elbows would be as effective as a punch. If you could move your middle finger up to sort of creates kind of like so it's in front of your hand. It's bulging out of the front of your fist with your middle finger, and as it's bent, that is a good Kempo karate punch that will be more effective than a regular punch if you're trying to knock the Mongolian death worm the fuck out, right? And if that doesn't work, if it starts to turn around, try to spray more venom, you could always try choking it out. You know what I mean? When in doubt, choke out. That has been one of the best ways to look at a street fight or any fight, is get behind the person. Get behind the person, put them in a rear naked choke, and you got 8 seconds before they pass out if you sink the choke. And then, of course, if they have a weapon, 40 seconds kills a person in a rear naked choke. And if you really want to kill them, hold it for 2 minutes. They die. So if you wanted to kill the Mongolian death worm, you're going to have to sink that choke and hold it there for probably 3 or 4 minutes. I mean, you know what I mean? If that works, if you start to notice it's losing consciousness, then keep the choke, hold the choke, the rear naked choke for 4 minutes, and you'll probably kill the death worm, you know. But you're taking a chance, because what happens if the death worm raises its head up, straight up in the air, while you're choking it, and it sprays more venom that goes straight up into the air and comes down on you like an umbrella, then you got to get out of the way and try again. You know what I mean? But I think if you're going to Mongolia to walk around in the desert, if you're going to go like soul searching in the Mongolian desert, I think you should buy a machete or a Japanese samurai sword and cut this motherfucker in half, right? Because you're in the fucking desert, and a lot of these nomads have said it's out there, But let me tell you though, if you're soul searching and you have a higher vibration, a higher spiritual vibration, the Mongolian death worm probably won't come around, because at that point you probably released past life karma or trauma, and you're working towards raising your spiritual vibration. So you're probably going to repel negative creatures like that. But you never know. This is the third dimension, and it's the lowest form of existence in the universe and in the spiritual realms, and negative stuff happens, and you might want to get some type of weapon like that, like a machete or a sword, or a large knife, or one weapon that would be effective is throwing knives. These smaller throwing knives you can carry. It's really simple. The throwing technique's real simple. You make sure it comes by you hold it with your thumb in the middle of your index finger, and you make a straight line, and you make a straight line as it comes by or past your eye and your ear. Make a straight line and simply throw it in a straight line, because the throwing knives are double-edged. And so the technique to make them stick into whatever you're throwing it at is just simply to make a straight line with your arm as you release it. And it works most of the time. It doesn't necessarily take a lot of practice to do that, because it's double-edged. If it was a regular knife or something, you got to practice. But, also, if you're really concerned, you can always just shoot the motherfucker by yourself. A Tech 9, a fucking Uzi, M16, whatever. Because you're in Mongolia, you could probably get anything you want. And just shoot the fucker, blow it up. Shoot it a million times, get out of the way of the venom while you're shooting it, and just kill the fucker, because it wants to kill you. And it obviously has some degree of intelligence. So, but I would prefer to go hand to hand with a Mongolian death worm. And that's not a gay porn reference. I'm not referencing porno, but no, seriously, I like fight this fucker. You know what I mean? Take it down, put its head down in the fucking sand and beat the shit out of it. But these things, you don't know though. It could have some kind of slippery goo on its body. You gotta always think. You gotta prepare. Because you never know if this is going to be sticky. It could be sticky. It sticks to you. It makes you stick to it, so it can spray venom in the air and it drops on you. You know what I mean? Because I doubt if a Mongolian death worm cares if it dies. I mean, seriously. I mean, look, it's what kind of exists. I know it doesn't have a whole higher consciousness in its mental state. So, I mean, it probably wouldn't care if it ends up, disintegrating itself along with you, too. You know what I mean? But you also got to remember, though, that all forms of life have souls. There's consciousness and souls in everything. Everything exists is energy. Everything is consciousness and energy. And there's a soul inside that worm that will, when it dies, it'll go to a higher realm and incarnate in a higher form of existence, in a higher body, maybe like a deer or a tiger or something like that. It'll go up a level. It'll level up, in incarnation. But still, you have to remember that it's trying to kill you, and you should probably get out of its way and run, or kill the fucker. I mean, but then again, how fast does it travel underneath the sand? That's the thing you got to realize too, because it could travel fast. Because it's built. It's for that type of travel, and it obviously is efficient and moving through sand. So you could outrun it. You know what I mean? But then again, it's probably it's gonna track you down and follow you, or not, or it probably just doesn't care, just wants to go on about its business. You never know. But if you do encounter it, you probably should kill it, or maybe you could find a way to trap the thing and capture it. That would probably be the best case scenario. If you could actually, if you had like tranquilizers, you could tranquilize it and then put it in some kind of container, and then take it, see if you could get it back to the United States or Europe or Canada. Canada would probably be the best bet, because they are the nicest country in the world, and they would probably actually study it and not try to weaponize it, and then who knows what kind of diseases we could cure from it. But yeah, I think you could. Mongolia, you could probably get tranquilizers and maybe like a net, some type of net, or a tarp of some kind. But then again, if it sprays venom, the venom's going to melt through whatever container you have it in. So the best container is a plastic container, because plastic, a lot of acids and burning chemicals, they have a hard time going through and burning through and melting or disintegrating plastic. Plastic tends to do pretty well with different types of those melting chemicals and things like that. But that would be the best way to go, unless you just straight up want to eat the Mongolian death worm. If you're like out there, soul searching in the desert and you run out of food, you could just kill the fucker and cook it up and eat it. Carnivore diet. What, you can tell your buddies, your friends, I'm on the carnivore diet. They say, well, what do you eat? A Mongolian death worm, motherfucker. I have the Mongolian death worm diet. And look how fucking huge my muscles are. Look at my biceps. This shit is fucking gold for biceps and fucking building muscle. I get more biological availability from Mongolian death worm meat than I do from a fucking egg, Yeah, eat the fucker. Eat it, You might have to drain the venom from it, find out where it's at, drain it out, and then cook it, barbecue it up, Go carnivore diet, man. So, this thing's fucking vicious, It's got teeth in a circle around its mouth, and it's spraying venom, and it's fucking huge. This thing is huge, and it's, they said the longest one was 7 feet. That's fucking big. That's a lot of meat for a carnivore diet. You know what I mean? That's a lot of meat, and you'd have to get that shit back to wherever city you were at and freeze it. But that's a lot of meat. That's a lot of workouts. Post workout meals. Meal prep. What's your meal prep? Mongolian Death Worm meat, bitch. You know what I mean? So I mean, yeah, that's a lot of meat for your meal prep, your post-workout meal. Eating every 2 hours, you know, it's the way to go. But I just want to let you guys know that, you know, if you're ever in Mongolia and you're in the desert out there doing whatever the fuck you're doing, whatever, you know, freaky shit or whatever craziness, or just out there trying to reach enlightenment, whatever, and the Mongolian Death Worm attacks, these are some options, you know. Be prepared, you know. Take weapons with you. Take guns. Take a machete. Take tranquilizers. Get a plastic container, and you know, and of course bring barbecue equipment. Try to, you know, get some lighter fluid, whatever you can find, and barbecue it if you want. Or capture it, or just straight up kill it and leave it there and don't fuck off. You know what I mean? So, you know, Mongolian Death Worm is something that the nomads said is real. You know, and they don't have any reason to lie. Why would they care if they... Why did they tell you that they saw a unicorn or some shit like that? You know what I mean? It sounds reasonable in the paranormal cryptid world. You know what I mean? And it's something you don't hear about in the paranormal cryptid universe or community. You know what I mean? And I was guided, spiritually guided to talk about it with you guys, and you know, it's for a reason, because there's no such thing as coincidences. Everything is guided, and everything is working for a reason. And so if you see one of these things, you know, just be aware of how to fight it, how to kill it, or how to get away from it. Because I tend to believe nomadic people with these type of things. You know, it's not some fucking celebrity telling you they saw some crazy ass shit just to make money and, you know, become a little bit more famous. These are fucking nomads. These people have integrity. They have no fucking reason to lie. And it sounds like something you just need to be aware of. So, I wanted to give you guys a few tips on raising your consciousness and stuff like that. Because every fucker I've ever talked to, when I ask for tips, when I was going through Kundalini activation and experiencing Kundalini, they would not do it. They said, no, I don't have any fucking tips. I don't know. They wouldn't give any help. And these are the major people that you have heard of in the UFO community and spiritual communities. None of them would give me any tips on how to fucking deal with shit during an activation, or I guess you could say awakening. I don't like some people say awakening, and that is an AI mind control word. It has an agenda behind it. So I don't like that word, because it's not accurate. What a Kundalini is, an activation. It's a soul plan, part of your soul plan. So the first thing I would say is stop watching the news. The news is 99.9% negative, and it's like that because it's designed to put you in a lower vibration. Fear, panic, these are lower vibrations, and that's what they want. That's what the news wants. That's what, the negative spiritual forces, whatever. The negative energies. They want you to be in fear. So stop watching the news. Remember this, one of the secrets to life is intention. When you wake up in the morning, you say to yourself out loud, you have to say it out loud, that I'm going to have a positive day. I'm going to have positive experiences. And then after that you say, and it is done. And that sends out a vibration to the universe and to all of your spirit guides and your angelic guides, that you're seeking that for that day, and they will they'll bend over fucking backwards to make that happen for you. And you'll notice a change. You'll feel better throughout the day. Find what crystals call to you. I'm not talking, don't do any research. I mean, you can research and study crystals and stuff, but the best thing to do is go to a crystal shop or go to a business that has crystals and just wait. One of them will call to you telepathically. They'll call to you, and you'll be drawn to the ones that you need. I've had this happen so many times, and it's a very real thing. And if you're psychically connected, and you're part of the ascension, and you're raising in consciousness, this will happen. And then carry that crystal with you, put it in your pocket, make a necklace out of it, whatever you want to do. And you'll notice you'll feel better throughout the day, and your whatever intention you have or purpose you have that you want, you charge the crystal with that intention, say it out loud, and hold it in your right hand. That was your hold it in your left hand, and then you speak out loud whatever intention or whatever type of thing you want from it to hold, and it'll hold that energy. Do a lot of Tai Chi. Tai Chi helps raise your consciousness. Qi Gong, practice some martial arts. When you have a negative thought, you say inside your mind, I choose love, instead of negativity. And that'll change the vibration and frequency that's coming in, and it'll repel the negative energy that's trying to mess with you. And another thing is, try to heal your past life traumas and negative experiences, or karma, past karma, whatever you want to call it, by paying attention. Be more aware. Awareness is another secret to life and to raising consciousness, is to pay attention to what synchronicities or what you hear and see and feel throughout the day. And sometimes you'll have flashes of past lives, situations where you had a negative, really traumatic experience, and recognize that. And then say to yourself, call upon your higher self, your guardian angels, source, or God. Call upon Christ consciousness, or Christ, or Yeshua, or your angelic, the angelic realms, Mother Earth, and ask them to help you release this past life trauma, and say it out loud, and say that I release, and I release and heal this past life trauma, and I send it away. Then, of course, with everything you say, and it is done. And that will heal that. And, you can also say that I reject this. I reject this portion of my life plan. I choose not to participate with this negative energy. And you can also use that when you're having negative thoughts, because a lot of your thoughts aren't your own. They're coming from negative spirits, entities, energies, and you say, I refuse to participate I break the loop. I break this thought loop. And then you say, it is done. And also do clearings. You got to do your clearings. When you feel really negative, or you feel really like strange, uncomfortable thoughts, they're really negative and self-harming thoughts, you just simply do a clearing. Like you say, I call upon the highest light and the Christ consciousness and you say, I remove and I reject all negativity, and I call upon the Christ consciousness to remove all negative thoughts and entities from my spiritual energies, and I ask for divine protection from Source. And I call upon my angelic guardian angels and the highest form of light to protect me and to remove all unseen negative influences. And then you say, and it is done. Then you'll notice you'll feel better. The air, the texture of the air will change. If the room's really cold, it'll go back to normal. If the room's really hot, it'll go back to normal. And also you can call upon the higher dimensions and higher realms for help, and they'll help you. It really makes a difference when you're experiencing thoughts of self-harm. Do a clearing and ask for help. Remember, the secret to meditation is asking for help from the ascended masters, or just you. Ask you for help, because you have a higher soul, a higher self that's trying to help you all the time, trying to get messages to you and trying to help you to reach enlightenment or to progress to the higher spiritual realms, and also to the golden age that the earth is going into. And that's why we're all going through these ascension symptoms and feeling all this strange, not strange, but we're feeling higher energies. And that's why spiritual things are getting easier. I wanted to give you guys a kind of a funny tip for the gym. If you don't have motivation to get to the gym, let's say every 3 days or every other day, you're trying to get to the gym 3 days a week. Excuse me. Trying to get to the gym 3 days a week, and you feel you just don't have the motivation. Take your car and park your car at the closest parking space to the busy road next to the gym. If there's a road that's busiest, park your car in the gym parking lot close as you can to that road, and leave it there and walk home. Walk to the gym, work out, and then walk home. Leave your car there. Make sure you lock it and everything, and leave your car there for a week, and find another way to get to work or something. And then you'll go to the gym. See, like after the third or fourth day, people will be like, "Man, you're dedicated, man. Your car's always parked at the gym." And they'd be like, "Oh, yeah, man. I'm here 24 hours a day, And then, and then eventually, you're going to want to actually do that, because people will be like, "Man, you live at the gym. Your car's always there, man. And then you're going to be like, "Oh, I might as well just fucking do it and go to the gym every day because my car's there anyways, And also you can go there just to check on your car, Oh, I'm just going to check on my car. I might as well go work out. The fucking car's there every day. I left my car at the gym parking lot, so might as well work out, right? You might as well do it. Leave it there. Leave your car there for 2 weeks, 3 weeks. Find another way to get around town or get to work. Take Uber, take the bus, whatever. Or walk walk to work, get your cardio in, and just leave your car at the gym. Then people will be like, you're fucking the greatest gym rat ever. You're dedicated, man. That's one thing I used to do. Sometimes you at least leave your car at the gym. Sometimes I leave my car at the gym because it fucking broke down, and it's like, what the fuck, dude? Just leave the fucker there. Fuck it, and then just take the bus to the gym or whatever. I rode the bus for 2 fucking years, man. It was, and it was crazy, but you got to do what you got to do to get to the gym. You got to get there. And being healthier, eating healthier will raise your consciousness. You don't have to be a fucking vegan. You don't have to do any of that crazy shit. You need to eat meat. You need to eat protein. If you're guided to a vegan diet, it'll probably be a temporary thing. Most people get guided spiritually to a vegan diet because you need it for a short time. Then it changes. Most of the time, people's diets change, and that's part of paying attention and being aware, practicing awareness. You got to listen to what your body and your soul tells you, because it'll guide you to the right things. So you won't have any desire for different things. It's part of raising in consciousness, and part of ascension is that these lower vibrational things, or foods or different things that you won't want them anymore. That doesn't mean you're going to be a vegan. You can eat fucking meat. You can be on the carnivore diet and still reach enlightenment, veganism does nothing to fucking do with being spiritual. It's a psyop. It's a fucking mind control bullshit. Being vegan makes you, for some people, it can make them weak. And I've seen so many vegans at Whole Foods with gray fucking skin, and they're going into anemia. They got to go get a fucking B12 shot. There's not one size fits all. Some people thrive on it, but you don't need it. Most people going through enlightenment, they'll go into a vegan phase, then their soul will tell them you need to go this way and you need to eat meat now. Then they'll eat meat, then their soul will guide them to something else, or some of them will stay on carnivore diet, or their soul will guide them to something like a low carb or keto diet, different things like that. You got to listen to your soul, what it tells you, because it knows it's you in a higher dimension, in a higher plane, telling you and guiding you to these things. And also listen to your spirit guides and the masters, the ascended masters. Just be aware, practice awareness, and listen and pay attention, because there are always guidance and messages coming into you. You just have to be aware. And the easiest way to do that, to be aware of these things, is to meditate every day. Meditate every day. Just simple, basic mindfulness meditation, be in the moment, be in the now moment, because that's what reality really is. There's you're in the moment all the time. The future is now, in the present moment. And you meditate on that. Breathe in through your nose, out through your mouth. Make a small circle with your mouth as you breathe out, but breathe out longer than you breathe in. That's mindfulness meditation, and it works. It's just your basic starting meditation that will take you into a higher state of consciousness and to put you into the ascension energies, and if that's in your soul plan, your life plan. But if it's not, do it anyway, because it improves your health, lowers your blood pressure, increases your blood circulation. The benefits of meditation are almost as many as the benefits of marijuana. And one thing too is you might get to a state of consciousness where your spiritual vibration is higher than marijuana, and you might not want it anymore. You might not even need anything, That's because you might have a higher spiritual vibration than the plant, than the marijuana plant. you know. But it doesn't mean you don't have, it doesn't mean that it's going to lower your vibration down if you smoke a joint or eat a marijuana cookie. It's not going to do that. Remember, it doesn't work that way. Marijuana has a high spiritual vibration. It was brought here billions of years ago, and it's here to heal our bodies. The proof of that is CBD, CBN, CBG, and the list goes on and on. 300 cannabinoids inside this one little plant that was brought here by our ancestors. And it's here for a positive purpose, has a positive vibration to it. And it can help you with pain and all, like I said, 1,001 uses. But try practicing that daily meditation. I knew a guy at the gym who wore the same outfit every fucking day. Because I go to the gym every fucking day. And there was a guy there, same fucking outfit every day, and he was like 60-something, one of these naked fat guys, naked old guys in the gym. He wore the same outfit every day, and guess what? He smelled like shit. He smelled like fucking ass because he didn't wash it, because he was superstitious, because he used to be a football player in the NFL, and he's superstitious because he got gains. His muscles grew the day he wore that outfit. So he wears that outfit every day because his muscles, he woke up with gains. His muscles were huge, and he attributed that to the outfit he wore the day before. So now he would wear that outfit every fucking day, and it smelled like shit. He stunk the gym. He's like, oh, this gym smells like shit. So-and-so's here. And so the shirt he wore was light blue, and it was a cut off shirt, not cut off, not a sleeveless shirt. The sleeves were cut off mid arm, kind of like a baseball shirt, and he wore black shorts. So he had this light blue shirt and a black shorts, and I knew this one day we were talking to this guy, and this dude, he was a health freak, health fanatic, and he always came to the gym with a cup that didn't have a lid on it, with wheatgrass, beet juice, and red wine. He would drink this it's a huge cup that he brought from home with this concoction that he had of red wine, beet juice, and wheatgrass, and he'd sip this drink throughout his workout, you know, and it looked like it tasted like piss. I gotta be honest with you. And we were talking to the health freak, not freak, but he was a health fanatic. He was a nice guy. And the guy with the same outfit was coming up from behind our group. And he said, hey, what's up, motherfucker? You know, and the health fanatic guy turned and he hit his foot. He tripped on a 25-pound weight, and it knocked the drink out of his hand, and that drink landed on the guy's blue shirt. And we're like, oh shit, man, your favorite fucking shirt's destroyed. He's, you know, and he got all pissed, and those two guys got in a fist fight right in the middle of the gym, fucking wailing on each other. And of course we were in a group of about 7 people, and all 7 of us grabbed both of them and said, "Not, you know, stop fighting and shit. And, you know, it's just a fucking shirt, and it's just your stupid health drink. You know, it's not worth going to jail or getting your asses fucking kicked or having to need plastic surgery if you get if one of you, you know, drops a fucking weight on your face." Because I've seen shit. People get in fights at the gym. They'll grab a weight. They'll grab a 10-pound weight or something. It's like, dude, you know what I mean? It's just, people get crazy at the gym. Because why? Because they're on fucking steroids. And their fucking anger is crazy. You know, their rage is enhanced when you're lifting. Not all the time. It's just in certain environments, your rage and your anger and aggression will go up. And so we broke up the fight, and that guy with the blue shirt, he was all pissed. He's almost in tears. I was like, you're a fucking little bitch. It's a fucking shirt. Get another one. But anyway, his shirt was ruined. He couldn't get the stain out. And it was hilarious. He's a grown fucking man. He's 60 years old, who's almost in tears over a shirt. That's fucking attachment. That's what the Buddha warned about. Your attachments create suffering. Not all the time and not in every situation, but you shouldn't be attached to a material possession like that. So anyway, guys, I got to go. So I hope you like this podcast. And remember, go to the gym every day, smoke weed every day, and eat. And don't forget the chocolate, the dark chocolate. All right. See you later. Bye.